Hey Freedom family, my name is John Debelot and this is the Freedom Philosophy. All right guys, I know it has been a while since we last spoke. We were building out our Freedom Retirement Framework and it is finally done. Unfortunately, in my personal journey, I wanted my father to be the first one to benefit from the framework, and unfortunately he passed less than a year ago. And so I didn't get it done fast enough, something I personally struggle with, but we are done. We worked out all the bugs, we've worked out all the kinks. We have it set up in such a beautiful framework that it can last forever if you want it to, which is outstanding because retirement should not be a full-time job. And a lot of people think about, inheriting assets. But what we've developed is a framework that allows you to inherit retirement as well. So it's super cool, and let's go ahead and get into it. So what are we talking about? We are talking about the newest extension of our Freedom Retirement Package, right? We have always been able to retire anybody who had the right structure, the right mindset, and could afford it, right? We've always been able to set them up, make it so that they never have to work again, and that's the end of that. But what we wanted to do was really engage with the Med Plus tier of that service. And there was a lot of trial and error involved in that. And what it allows for people to do is it allows for folks who their parents have sacrificed everything to send them to the best schools, to give them the best opportunity that they could possibly have. But that sacrifice also involves maybe now them being a little bit short in their own retirement, right? And them, taking money out of their own pensions and all of that to pay for your college maybe, so on and so forth. And now the strain of kind of supporting those folks and building your new family, even though perhaps you have a really good income, is still intense. So what we were able to do was create a continuity of care system, but also a continuity of retirement system, right? Where we set up a family office and a trust that manages an estate that allows for 24/7 nursing coverage and full staff to be there here at the beautiful beach in Diani, where your most important people, right, can retire, they can enjoy their life, and the entire package is completely self-sufficient. So it includes a brand new house, it includes a brand new luxury SUV, it includes a private driver for the SUV, it includes a private chef, right, who's nutrition trained. So if there's a gluten allergy, or if the person's a vegan, or if they need more omega-3s in their diet due to age-related medical conditions and so on and so forth, this chef will be able to create meals around their dietary needs. There would be live-in nursing staff, actual nurses, not just caregivers. There would also be caregivers, and those nurses would be connected to one of the private hospitals in the area. So their doctors, all their doctors, even their doctors, back wherever they came from, are all in the loop over their continuity of care, right? As well as youth. And so everything would be cared for. The maintenance fees on the car, the maintenance fees associated with the house, the taxes on the house, the electric, the grocery spending, all of those things are taken care for. Everything is done within the framework of the family office and the trust. And because of that framework, there's a compounding effect. So when the inevitable happens and your parents finally transition, your retirement is set up. And then when the inevitable happens to you and you transition, not only is it waiting for your children, but by then the compounding has been sufficient to the point where there's multiple estates. So if you have 4 kids and you're like, okay, great, I put my parents in this retirement home at the beach, which was great, and now I get a retirement home at the beach, which is also great, and I don't have to worry about, sibling squabbling, because remember, it's owned by the trust and administrated by the family office. So it doesn't belong to the parents, and there's no squabbling after they transition. And then you transition, but you're like, wait a minute, I have 4 kids, and there's only one house. By that time, the trust will have compounded enough on its investments without you adding any additional funds to it, that there should be additional estates set up, right? And not all of your 4 kids are going into retirement at the same time. right? So now there might be 2 or 3 estates. And by the time, you know, that final kid is ready to retire themselves, you know, maybe the oldest kid has transitioned. And even if they haven't, the ability to add a new estate is right there, very simple, probably needs very little input from those kids. And there's just this continuity of retirement built in, right? So instead of waiting for a company to offer you a retirement package or waiting for the government to offer you a retirement package, you've actually created a generational wealth retirement package that funds itself through its sovereign investments, right? So we invest only in governments, right? So the only way for the investment to default is if the government were to default, which typically means that government doesn't exist anymore, right? So that is the way that we've now built this system. It is ready to rock and ready to roll out. We have ironed out all the bugs. We have tested everything. Again, not fast enough for my father to be the first one to benefit from it, unfortunately, which is what I wanted. But it is ready to rock. So you guys can go to the website. You can have a retirement consultation with us on the website, and we can go from there and see if this thing works for you.